Well, it is nice to have this retaining wall built tall enough that I can finally sit down and take a little rest on it. Let me grab the camera and take you on a little tour. All right, well, as you see, the wall is mostly done. I remember when this was just a idea in my head and then a rough sketch, and now here we are today. So have just a little bit to finish and step in on this end here, and let's show you here. Temporarily I have, and I'll put a little bit more, some of this pea pebbles, because eventually this is going to be three very large steps. It'll be like 3 feet back across each the top of each tread, because I've got like nine feet from the curb here right up to that first break, and so I can do 3, 6, 9 with about 8 inches in between each step and 3 feet back. So, as you can see, we are, for all practical purposes, level, and it's level all the way down. I'll be putting this gravel, at least as a base filler, all the way up, and then I think I might put the pea pebbles on top of that. It just might have a better look. What happened with the project is I did a pretty good job budgeting the dirt, but ran a little short. So I'm gonna have to get a little bit of fill dirt, and build it up to maybe in here, and then with this leftover topsoil, fill it in on top. And we're going to come back to this topsoil. Hi, this is future me jumping in on this blustery late October day to tell you you're about to see some clips about the grading and the planting of the grass and such. I was going to do that as a separate series of videos, and I've just decided to combine it with this last update on the wall. So enjoy. Well, in 2 hours or so by myself, now you see that dirt pile is much smaller, and there it is over there. It's about 30 something wheelbarrow loads between right there and right there. I'm really having to budget this topsoil. So I'm probably gonna, well, actually what I am gonna do is I'm gonna stop right here, this curve that you see of the bigger of all the little piles. There's a gully running right along the edge. So there's a steep drop off between here and there of a few inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another line of, I'm going to curve it like here, of silt fence. Nothing really grows here, as you can see. This stays mostly shady all summer long. Now grass will start in the winter. I'm just going to have to like hand aerate this area in here, throw some seeds out, and again, put the silt fence here. You can see the gully that's right here. I am gonna have to just throw seeds and then lightly cover some dirt over it. All right, so that's what several hours with a chisel and a small sledgehammer will do. So there's all the aeration holes I need, which will actually, they're going to be just pockets for the seeds to drop into. Like I said, this hard clay, couldn't do anything else with it. It hasn't rained in a week, so that is what has made it so hard, you know, the clay just turns to, you know, like a giant clay pot. Um, you know, if it had rained, if it was wet, I could have, you know, gotten a an aerator, because I actually need to do it down and back too. But for right now, I'm just focused on the front. So yeah, that's what that looks like. Okay, well, hand grading is done, along with the self-imposed torture of putting about 1,000 holes with a hammer and a chisel into hard as rock clay to aerate it and make some seed pockets. Uh, let's see, I used that rake right there, landscape rake, and I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with how this turned out. Um, you know, it's built up fairly level, but you can see I have to, just because I was running out of dirt, it is tapered down over here, and I've still got these spots, but I need working room for the putting the wall, the rest of the wall in here. Still have about 10 feet or so of trench to dig, and I really need to get that done. You know, now that I've got this grading done and can seed, it's amazing that that's all that is left of the dirt pile. So I am pretty proud of myself during doing calculating and dirt management. I'm still not going to have enough left over to fill in all these little spots. Well, with all the grading done and the holes punched, it is time to get the seed out. That is a Scott's for southern lawns, and I've had good results with Scott's and the Pennington. In the back, I'll probably just use the Pennington. So anyhow, it's just a matter of setting the spreader, which I've got it set to like 8.5 or so for the seed, and the on the seed, it when you've got these holes like this, I swear to God, it never ever ever goes in the holes, and I'll end up just kind of like what I call feed the chickens. I'll kind of like stand over here, just kind of trickle it down. Yeah, it just doesn't go down the holes. Then I will do the lime, and then the straw, which you probably can't see in the truck right now. And the straw, I recommend wearing a respirator. I have mine queued up, sitting over there, or a dust mask, something, because yeah, there's all kinds of ook and dust in that, and you just don't want to breathe it in. Okay, for the pelletized lime, I have the spreader set to 12. This DLX rotary, I've got it set to 12, and I did 8.25, 8.5, something like that on that Scott's Turf Builder for southern lawns. So I'm just going to do the lime in this area right here. This edge guard thing really does work. So yeah, in that soil should be all properly pH balanced and such. I'm debating on the fertilizer as to whether I'll use that or not. I'd like to think that brand new rich topsoil wouldn't need it. Well, it is all seeded and covered with straw, and the sprinkler is running. So I'll let that go a few hours over there, and then move it over here. The rest is up to nature. Because I'm going to show you something with the grass here, and it's a little bit of an issue. Let's walk over here to, now what's funny is I really wasn't expecting the grass to grow all that well in this area out here. This was, at the time, over a month ago, very rock hard Georgia clay. And it is now getting late in October. And it had not rained in 1 week at the time I put this in. And it was rock hard. I couldn't get it was pointless at the time to get a aerator. It just would have walked right across the top. Wouldn't even punch the soil. This area here, I by hand with a hammer and a long pointed chisel punched in about 1,500 holes, and then fertilized it and limed it. Now over here, as you can see, the grass growth, now it is finally starting to come up, kind of spotty here and there, you know, and even where it looks, you know, like not much is going on, there he is. Let's see, maybe get some, there we go. You know, there is some growth happening, but it is way behind the rest of it. And when I planted this, I just scattered the seeds, scratched it in. I did not fertilize or lime because this was what I thought to be really great topsoil. But let's go back here and look at this. You know, while it, you know, it's not red clay, but it seems like it's very sandy. But my main beef is there's a ton of bark in here. You know, it'll eventually break down, but then this will all kind of sink down. So, anyhow, I'm really disappointed. I really expected like the reverse to happen. I expected like with this, and especially being so dark and with the sun beating on it. And now I watered it at first almost every day. Mind you, in the past month and a half, we've only had one day with about 5 hours of rain, and it was a nice rain. I was hoping to show a nice lush green lawn, real thick and established, you know, kind of like that over there. And well, that just didn't work out. So we'll see what happens. You know, maybe if the soil's temperature stays 50 degrees, we'll get you know, I'll get some more growth. Hi, future me jumping in one more time to give an update on the grass. So let me grab the camera and zoom in. We'll take a low angle view here. So I watered this quite a bit this past week, and we got a really good rain last night. Now the light I'm doing this in is not the best. Actually, it's very contrasty, but like in the early morning and the late evening when the sun is setting, you can really see there's a lot of grass starting to come up here in the past few days. So despite this section here getting a late start, it might turn out okay. So I don't know if it's going to be as good as that, but it is certainly looking much better than it was. Hope you enjoyed this multi-part series on building a landscape retaining wall using Windsor blocks. I hope you found it useful, entertaining, helpful, any of the above, all of the above. If you did, go ahead and grab your dead blow hammer and pound down on that like and subscribe button. Please comment and share, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.